A 6-year-old girl starts watching YouTube. By age 9, she's on Instagram. By 10, she can't stop. Depression. Self-harm. Body dysmorphia. Suicidal thoughts. Her mother tried blocking access. It didn't work. Her therapist diagnosed body dysmorphic disorder and social phobia. Yesterday, on March 25, 2026, a Los Angeles jury looked at Meta and YouTube and said, "You did this. $3 million in damages." And that's not even the final number, because the jury also found malice, which means punitive damages are next. Here's why this matters to you personally. This isn't about one girl. Her case, filed under the initials KGEM, is the first bellwether trial in a massive wave of litigation. Over 1,600 plaintiffs. More than 350 families. 250 school districts. All saying the same thing: social media is engineered to hook children, and the companies know it. TikTok and Snap saw the writing on the wall and settled before trial. Meta and YouTube stayed, fought, and lost. So how exactly do you engineer addiction into an app? The trial laid it bare. Infinite scroll, there's no stopping point, no natural end, so your brain never gets the signal to leave. Autoplay, one video ends and another begins before you can think. Push notifications, time to pull you back the moment your attention drifts. And then the algorithm. It watches what you linger on, what makes your eyes stay a half second longer, and feeds you more of exactly that. The plaintiff's attorneys called these platforms "quote machines" designed to addict the brains of children. But the most damning evidence came from inside Meta itself. Internal research showed that 58% of US Facebook users exhibited some level of what the company internally called problematic use. 58%. But publicly? They only disclosed the 3.1% classified as severe. Their own employees described Instagram as, quote, a drug. One internal communication read, "We're basically pushers." And when engineers proposed safety features, a quiet mode, hiding like counts, leadership shelved them. The reason? They'd hurt engagement metrics. They chose the numbers over the kids. Now Meta and YouTube didn't go down quietly. Their defense tried to reframe the entire narrative. Meta argued KGEM's mental health problems came from a troubled home life, emotional abuse, and pre-existing conditions, not their platform. YouTube pointed to parental controls and claimed their average user watched less than 30 minutes a day. Both companies challenged the very concept of social media addiction, saying there's no clinical consensus. Instagram head Adam Mosseri told the court that heavy use wasn't addiction, it was just problematic use, like watching too much TV. Mark Zuckerberg testified that Meta had improved underage detection, but admitted it should have happened sooner. The jury didn't buy it. And one courtroom moment captured exactly why. Plaintiff's attorney Mark Lanier used a cupcake analogy to explain legal causation to the jurors. You don't have to prove the cupcake was the only reason someone got sick, you just have to prove it was a substantial factor. The jury agreed. Meta and YouTube's design choices were a substantial factor in KGEM's suffering. Not the only factor, but substantial enough to cost them $3 million so far. Here's what's coming next, and why every app on your phone could change. This verdict is being compared to the early tobacco lawsuits, small initial damages that cracked open an entire industry. There are over 1,600 cases lined up behind this one. Congress is already considering the Protecting Our Kids from Social Media Addiction Act. If this precedent holds through appeals, companies could be forced to redesign infinite scroll, disable autoplay for minors, and restructure notification systems entirely. The business model that made these platforms worth trillions, maximizing time on screen, just got declared negligent by a jury of 12 people. $3 million. For a company worth over $1 trillion, that's a rounding error. Meta and YouTube will appeal. They'll spend 100 times that amount on lawyers. But the number was never the point. The point is this: a jury just officially ruled that the app your kid is using right now was designed, on purpose, to be addictive. And the people who designed it knew what it would do. The punitive damages phase hasn't even started yet. So the real question isn't whether Meta can afford $3 million. It's whether they can afford what comes after, when 1,500 more families walk into that same courtroom. Follow now, because this story is just getting started.